Hello, mic check 1 2 1 2. Hello, mic check 1 2 1 2. Alright, here we go. How's everyone doing? It's your homeboy Extreme Tony, welcoming everyone to this week's episode of Southern California CW Titans, episode 16 that took place October 29th, 1987. And guess what? It's a little Halloween theme there. You see a little jack-o'-lantern and a little thing to make remind you of like a horror flick. As we open our opening contest here with the Bulldozer Rick Barton taking on the debuting Pika Icon. Huh, that last name sounds familiar. I wonder if I've heard of that last name before. I know I've heard of it in CAW. But I think Matt Elkhorn, I think that's his grandfather. The grandson of Pika Elkhorn. As the Bulldozer coming in with a steel chair and throwing it out of the ring. I wonder if that steel chair is going to come into play during this match.
And his opponent from Honolulu.
Hey, you see there, Pika Icon, as he's making his way to the ring. Welcome, Apophis. And yes, I could definitely use some help sharing the links all over the social. An Islander. I wonder where he's from. I wonder if he's ready for this wild man right here. Look at that, just taking it to his much larger opponent. And you see there, Bulldozer throwing his weight around. And there's a running kick by this big behemoth of a man. So let's get this party started with that joint manipulation. I know that's a little bit ahead of its time, but as we're taking the action to the outside. And looking at this, I got someone to do jury duty, and I'm like, man, I'm not able to serve any days, and then they asked how many cents because of, oh yeah, I'm an independent contractor and extreme financial hardship or so, and they're like, oh yeah, you're excused. Now look at this, wrenching on the arm of Pika Icon. I wonder if that's how you pronounce it properly. As the Bulldozer here, Ricky setting up that tree of woe, but counter by this wild man. As the Bulldozer was surprise quickness for his size. I think 6'5", 360 pounds. Oh no, could this be it? Oh my god. Oh my god damn. And kick out. And the way he just threw his weight around. And there's no way someone his size could pull off a move like that. And now the cover by the Bulldozer. And after losing last week, Bulldozer Rick Barton gained the win here on
Here's
this.
your winner, Bulldozer Rick Barton.
Proving that he's not going to be a Brooklyn Brawler of this promotion. All right, so let me. And I'm about to get a look on my phone and just the calendar. I think because I think I've been if not I'm not mistaken. I think I've been posting the shows for every Wednesday or sorts. CW leagues. Oh, I have a typo. It's supposed to be episode 16. I'm gonna have to edit that later on. Alright, so let's get Halloween theme. Because I'm about to do some research and see what gimmick matches were commonplace in the late 80s. Because I know a steel cage match wasn't that common. Maybe every once in a while, sure. Okay, so we have the vintage hosses. One thing is, I know there's no title matches this week, but I'm gonna be sure to give you guys a good showing in tonight's episode of Southern California CW Titans, because not every week has to be a title match. As long as things progress, as long as storylines progress, and the wrestlers in the ring tell a good story, we're gonna have a good show.
The Varsity Club.
And to the YouTube AI summary thing, the name of the team is called Vintage Hosses. Vintage Hosses. So even though the ring announcer says Varsity Club, well, one thing is like the ring announcer has limited options to call teams.
And their opponents, first from Asbury Park, New Jersey, weighing in at 220 pounds, Randy Ramon Robinson. Virginia, weighing in at 253 pounds, Sweet Jack Wheeler.
Okay, the last episode of WFA 89. Okay. You guys all decent. XGWL. The perfect epitome of 80s wrestling. As Big Hoss McGraw is going to go one-on-one with Randy the Ram Robinson. And of course, for those who are unfamiliar who Big Hoss McGraw is, if you check out one of my favorite YouTube series called Wrestling with a Regret, he's one of the side characters of Brian Zane and Irish Whip, and of course Randy the Ram from the movie The Wrestler. The only difference now is that you're seeing Randy the Ram in his prime instead of how he was over the hill in the 2008 movie. And, oh, goddamn. What an elbow, what a knee by Big Hoss McGraw. He doesn't go into his pilly gimmick on taking too many shots there. One of the things I've considered doing is doing universe mode for these shows, but I'm like, I'm not sure. Because I don't want to do like the 4-match format and have like like a weekly show every. And now Victor Vintage powerbomb. Damn. Okay. As this old school wrestler from a previous era. One thing I'm gonna have to tell Apophis that he should include Victor Vintage in his other promotion that takes place in the 60s, because you would have a young version of Victor Vintage. Oh, what an elbow to the back of this veteran here, and now the tag to the Ram. Look at this! Look at the strength there on Snake Eyes by. And yes, Victor Vintage is a parody of Matt Classic. Oh, I'm snapping the neck right there. And now look at this, Victor Vintage going after the shoulder of Randy the Ram Robinson, and now tagging in Big Hoss McGraw and a high knee. Now the tags, both teams tagging in their respective partners. Now, ooh, what a DDT there by Victor Vintage. A very new move, even for Victor Vintage. And now Sweet Jack Wheeler with a knee, and now the cover. Knee one though. Oh wow, I did not know I have 149 subscribers on the XGWL YouTube channel. Again, thank you for that. Let's continue. Oh yeah, so for the record, the 1029 episode of Southern California CW Titans is supposed to be episode 16. When I try to put the one thing I do whenever I do these episodes of Southern California Titans, I give you a little in the description of the video. I put a little recap of what happens in the previous episode and what's going to happen in this week's episode. Much like how Don Sheffield, after losing the title to Donald Jackpot, and then having to climb back, where on the very next episode of Southern California CW Titans, he'll open the show, the former champion, and then having to climb back up, and then winning the Battle Royal, and at the end, and then winning it all, earning himself another title opportunity, and then regaining the Southern California CW World title. See, that's what you call a story of redemption. After falling off the pinnacle and having to start back from the bottom and having to climb your way back to the top. Ooh, damn, what a face buster. And I think that may have busted open Big Hoss McGraw. Oh, damn, what a knee lift by Big Hoss McGraw, covering out, and the save there by Randy the Ram Robinson. A good way to get as much of the roster on the card as possible in this week's episode. And now the tag back to Randy the Ram. Irish whip. Nice for a Corona. And now the cover. And the save by Victor Vintage. I'm looking at all this shit. Because last night I had XGWL Live Holiday Massacre over on my YouTube channel last night. And I definitely made the choice to have the Southern California CW episode on XGWL's YouTube channel. Because, in a way, retconning the story is that XGWL is the spiritual successor to Southern California CW. Oh, look at that knee lift. And now the tag to Victor Vintage. Oh, what a face buster, and damn, busting open Victor Vintage. And now tagging in Sweet Jack Wheeler. And yes, I made the deliberate point for Southern California CW to have its final year in 2006. The year before XGWL, look at that. Now Sweet Jack Wheeler has been busted open. Just to keep things canon. And now the tag to Big Hoss McGraw. In the final years of SCC, you're going to see younger versions of some of the legends of current day CW. And now the tag to Randy the Ram Robinson. Now look at this. Oh, good counter. Other CAW leagues that we've seen, Randy the Ram Robinson, to my knowledge, it's only been Slam and Jam. And now the tag back to Victor Vintage, because one thing is that I'm no stranger to having a few fantasy CW characters in my leagues. Cover now, or just one. Because given how many celebrities I used to have in XGWL many years ago, and now look at that nice drop kick. A lot of celebrities, from Snoop Dogg to Tila Tequila to Hot for Words and now currently in modern day XGWL, Revy from the series Black Lagoon is the current XGWL Women's World Champion, beating Tammy at Global Warning 6. Now look at that. Oh! Half and half suplex, or rather, Tiger Suplex 85. Nice springboard drop kick, even though that's a bit ahead of its time. Let's see and see Victor Vintage getting tagged in our Halloween themed episode of Southern California CW Titans, given the date of its release. Now look at this. Ooh, nice head scissors takedown from the corner there by Randy the Ram Robinson, as we've seen him do that in the Wrestler movie from 2008. Because one thing, I have that movie on Blu-ray. I'll watch that movie every now and then. There's a few other movies I have in my DVD/Blu-ray library. Ooh, what a punch to the midsection! Now tagging back Randy the Ram. Also, if anyone's watching, don't be shy. Drop a line and say hi. Be part of the chat. I won't bite. I promise. Unless you bite first. And look at this. Old school airplane spin from Victor Vintage. One and only. How would you know? Well, one thing, I don't bite first. Another cover. Only one count by Randy the Ram. There's one thing, I don't start problems. I don't try to initiate any issues. If anyone sees me think, if it looks that way, it means I'm retaliating or fighting on behalf of someone else. But I'm not going to just start things just because I'm bored. And now look at this. Ooh, nice flying elbow. Because I have rules of engagement. Now the cover there. Referee Marty Fly getting the 2 count. And damn, Randy the Ram Robinson getting the pinfall.
Here are your winners.
Yeah, Randy the Ram and Sweet Jack Wheeler getting the win over the Vintage Hosses. Honestly, I was not expecting that. Alright, so let's get the next match going. You heard of the mean team? Well, there is the green team. That's actually pretty good. Okay, so our next match between El Tigre Rojo versus Freddie Miller.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, weighing in at 191 pounds, El Tiger Roy Joe!
Sometimes I wish they had the colors in Spanish in this one. So they have like other names like El Número Uno, or El Tiger, however the ring announcer said it. Because one thing, you watch AAA and there's a few teams that have English names. Like you have Psycho Circus or Silver King in AAA.
And his opponent
For
from
example.
Newark, New Jersey, weighing in at 335 pounds, Frankie Miller!
One thing that Run MAC are going to need is they're going to need a manager. Because one thing is that most teams do have a manager, like the Road Warriors with Paul Ellering, or you had like Captain Lou Albano managing a lot of teams after his in-ring days were over, or Paul Bearer managing The Undertaker. Look at that. The size difference between these two. Ooh. Or Jim Cornette managing a lot of teams and individual wrestlers throughout his career. Oh, look at that spine buster by Freddie Miller. And showcasing that strength. One thing I am going to have to do is try to do some research on some California-based wrestling promotions from the 80s, aside from Glow, to see what the style is of that time period, other than what the Big Fan Stanford was showcasing during that time period, or the AWA, or Jim Crockett. And now, discus punch. Because at this time period, October 1987, they're like 5 months removed from WrestleMania 3, or that big moment where you had the immovable object and the irresistible force fighting wrestling in that iconic match for a certain dragon taking on a certain Macho Man in that same event. Ooh, good counter by El Tigre Rojo. Because I know for a lot of us in CEW, as far as inspirations for our commentator characters, cover now one and only. The majority of the commentators take a lot of inspiration from Joey Styles. I mean, and that's not exactly a good thing if everyone's trying to copy that style. And now look at this. Oh, what a flying shoulder tackle for the top rope. A 300-plus pounder landing that one. But look at this. The quickness of El Tigre Rojo cover with just a 1 count. That's when I do commentary as Hector Diaz. I do take inspiration from like Jim Ross, Gorilla Monsoon, cover now one. Even at times Vince McMahon. And now, good counter by El Tigre Rojo. And now another counter. Look at that big body drop. And now look at this big old spine buster. And look at this. El Tigre Rojo trying to go toe-to-toe with his much larger opponent, as these two are just exchanging strikes. And that's, you got to give credit to El Tigre Rojo for not backing down from his opponent. And now look at this. Flying head scissors takedown. This luchador from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. One thing I don't like about 2K25 is we can't set their hometown from Tijuana or other cities in Mexico. Or Mexico City. You know how many talents come from Mexico City or other smaller towns like Juarez or and now going for the sharpshooter on the scorpion hold on the outside. Because around 1987, the only wrestler that really does that submission hold is the Stinger over at Jim Crockett Promotions. I know in this universe, the Loco family is the one that does the scorpion hold from El Tigre Rojo, passing it down to his two grandsons of Extreme Tony and Sergeant Arturo Loco. And look at, oh, Freddie Miller getting out of the way before El Tigre Rojo could even attempt that tope con hilo, bringing that lucha libre style. Because El Tigre Rojo is hurting from the beatings from his much larger opponent. And look at that clothesline. Now look at that swinging neck breaker. Now look at that standing splash. And now El Tigre Rojo back in the ring, and 9 count by. Hold on. Oh! What a move by El Tigre Rojo! Damn! now look at this. Oh! What a maneuver. 2! And what a win by El Tigre Rojo. And I had to do that just to prevent this match from ending in a count out. Because had I let the AI play it out, it would have been a 10 count by referee Marty Fly. What a match. Okay, so let's go to the next match. You know what would be interesting between these two? No holds barred between Leonard Collins and Butch Banks. So there's time, because I definitely need to look up these things here.
The following contest is a no-holds-barred match. Making his way to the ring from Newport, Wales, weighing in at 228 pounds, the future Leonard Collins. And his opponent from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 240 pounds, Butch Bannon.
Here comes Butch Banks. Because I'm trying to look up the comic match gimmick for the E's, other than just a steel cage match. Let's see. Alright, so as far as headlines from October 29th, 1987, the London stock market turmoil after Black Monday with the Dow Jones seen another drop, but slightly calmer section. Shifting toward central bank policy support the dollar and budget talks faltering. Okay, and as we get this match underway, allowing the dollar to slide. That's it for the session. That's it, deadlocks. See what real punch. Social issues about the drunk driving on the rise. Discovering cameras. Yes, these two are fighting on the outside, and yeah, no holds barred. Let's see, so top songs of late October 1987, Bad by Michael Jackson, Breakout by Swing Out Sister, Here I Go Again by White Snake, and then Always by Atlantic Star. One thing is, like, whenever I'm working that job during the daytime, and a hockey stick in play here in this match. One radio station I listen to is called Sunny 98.1 in San Diego. They play like oldies from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And yeah, they play a few rap songs here and there, like California Love or maybe Ice Ice Baby or maybe Nothing But a G Thing. Maybe Ice Ice Baby, or definitely by a lot of, and then maybe a few songs here and there from later decades. Oh goddamn! Just using that shovel. At least that shovel is not a golden one. And Butch Banks laying out Leonard Collins. And one thing is that this type of that you've seen is pretty new to 1980s wrestling. Because that's going to be a more commonplace in the 90s. And now look at this, Butch Banks throwing Leonard Collins back in the ring. Now look at this. Nice little cross-body cover now. Oh. 2 and 99% from referee Marty Fly. Ooh. Damn, and knocking Butch Banks out of the ring. And damn, whew, that crossbody to the outside. Damn, one thing I've been thinking about is like, who's gonna be the characters for this show as far as like, ooh, damn, and I think Butch Banks may have been busted open with that shovel. But I know wrestling is a bit more cartoonish in the 80s than, let's say, the 90s. And another knee lift from Butch Banks, and Leonard Collins was slow to get back up, and now grabbing the classic steel chair. And look at that clothesline. Ooh, goddamn. Damn. I know, I say damn a lot. And just drops the elbow. Where else do I need to say anything? Oh. Driving a Singapore King. Now the cover, ooh, almost 3 there by referee Marty Fly. It's covered by Leonard Collins. And Leonard Collins getting the win in this brutal match between these two, as these two went all out in this war. And Butch Banks has nothing to be ashamed about. These two went through hell. Unfortunately, one had to win. So we're going to have ourselves a 6-woman tag. Donna McMary. Demi Carson. And also teaming up with Sandra Martinez. taking on the team of Laura Iceberg, Sarah Wright, and La Mariposa Violeta. All right. That is actually a pretty good statistic here. That we have 5 champions here. You have here Donna Nick Mary making her way to the ring first.
From Brooklyn, New York, Donna Nick Mary.
But didn't you say at one point, "Go Mom"? Let's see here, Donna Nick Mary. Let's see, cause what was going on for me in around this time in 1987? Right around the time I turned 4. One thing I remember around this time is like DuckTales. I think Ninja Turtles was just coming out.
North Carolina.
I was still watching this puppet mouse named Double-E-O. Of course, in Spanish-speaking countries, this little puppet mouse is like one word of Double-E-O. But in America and in the native country of Italy, it was 2 words of Topo Gigio. And there was a time where I was watching old clips of the Ed Sullivan Show on YouTube, and all of them featuring that little puppet mouse named Topo Gigio. And a lot of those are pretty funny, I'll be honest. Like, watching these old TV clips from yesteryear when way before I was even born, and seeing how television was back in the day. And yes, when I'm referring to TV from yesteryear, long before I was born, I do refer to it as television. And yeah, we all have TVs, but one thing is, like, we don't necessarily watch old traditional television like we did, like previous generations have done. We're watching streaming services nowadays, watching YouTube. I know some of you are watching this right now on your TV screen rather than on your phone or computer. Because I know that wasn't a thing 20 years ago. In 2005, the year YouTube got started, Because I joined YouTube in 2006, and next year will be my 20 years on YouTube. When I was smiling, hey, is your homeboy Stream Tony? Welcome to my YouTube channels. And then the year after that, we'll start XGWL. Not necessarily on YouTube, but like on other platforms, downloading and people watching it on their PCs. Because as we're talking about things from the past, like what was going on in 2005 CEW, it was just like no DQ CEW, SMF, Slam and Jam, the original run of Aggression Championship Wrestling. I know the Nick Marys were starting out in CW, XCW, CWD. Because I know Apophis is really an OG of original CW. And here comes Sarah Wright, Tammy's mom. Do you see the tattoos on her arm? There's a few she has all her children's name on her tattoo on her arm. She has her children's name tattooed on her arm. You see there, Tammy, and then Bradley Jr. And kayfabe-wise, Bradley Wright Jr. is an executive in XGWL. Tammy's brother, who has never wrestled, is an executive in XGWL.
And from Anchorage, Alaska,
and now here comes the
Continental Classic Women,
the Southern California CW. Southern California CW Women's World Champion, Laura Iceberg. Maybe I should change the color of that to like a snow color. Like she's covered in snow. I'm gonna have to, I need to update that then after the show is over, as Donna Nick Marys is starting things off against La Mariposa Violeta from Mexico City. And now, oh, such a disrespect there from Donna Nick Mary. And about to repeat that disrespect. And look at this, it just add. If that's not the whole I'm better than you shtick, then I don't know what is. And now the tag to Demi Carson. And now look at wrenching on the arm of La Mariposa Violeta. Now Mariposa Violeta trying to build momentum for her team. Oh. Damn. I know. So I still have one or two left to this on. And now tagging in Sarah Wright. Hey, look at this. Oh, what a maneuver by Donna Nick Mary onto Sarah Wright. And now tagging in Sandra Martinez. And man, that didn't work at all. But this will. Now tagging in the Southern California CEW Women's Champion, Laura Iceberg from Anchorage, Alaska, and just working on that arm. And one thing about Laura Iceberg, she would later on go on to train a lot of great talents like Alexis Vixen, Giantinelli, Obsidian, Kendall Lewis. Anyone that Lucky 7 has created, and yes, Laura Iceberg was originally created by Lucky 7. But I don't think anyone has ever used Laura Iceberg in any CAW league until now, in this CAW league from the past. Akira Oni. Okay, cool. And now look at this. Ooh, what a neck breaker, that modified neck breaker. Ooh, damn, move ahead of its time there. And now tagging in Donna Nick Mary. Because one thing about this show is about bloodlines and talents from the past that have where their lineage leads on to current day veterans of the modern day CW. And now look at this. Ooh, what a knee lift by Sarah Wright. And now look at this. Single leg Boston Crab by Sarah Wright, because right now in the ring you have Apophis, Jimmy Nick Mary's mom, against Tammy's mom. Oh! Yeah, kicking the leg right there. And, ooh, nice maneuver with that Northern Lights suplex. And now tagging in La Mariposa Violeta. Ooh, what a kick right there. One thing I am going to have to do next year in 2026 is I'm going to jump around the timeline a bit and show you guys like maybe a house show of 2006. And now the cover here. 1, 2. Just a 2 count. And let's tie it into CW Origins. The original side project I wanted to do in CW. Now look at this. Guy says there's takedown. And that's the CW league from the past. Ooh, damn. Didn't get all of it, but did get a piece, knocking down Demi Carson. And now Mariposa Violeta connects with that bulldog. Cover now. It was saved by Sandra Martinez. Covered out. Roll up. And now look at this. Ooh, nice arm drag. And now tagging in the champ. Now look at this. Ooh, nice maneuver by Demi Carson now. The tag to Sandra Martinez. Ooh, oh, what a cutter by Sandra Martinez. Cover. One. And only. And I'm tagging in Donna and Nick Mary. And now look at this teamwork. Double team maneuver. Double shoulder tackle. Ooh, look at this. Roll up by Donna and Mary. One. Ooh, more iceberg now. Reversing it. Now Donna and Mary reversing it again. Oh my god, I'm getting a little confused here. And I'm pretty sure referee Marty Fly might be getting pretty dizzy himself también. Good sequence. And now tagging in Sarah Wright. Ooh. And ooh, nice side Russian leg sweep by Sarah Wright. Now look at it. Ooh, damn, that was pretty impressive. I go for a drop kick by Don and Nick Mary, but that didn't work at all. Oh, what a maneuver. Complete shot. 1, 2. Oh. And now Sarah Wright looking to put things away here. Damn, Blue Thunder Bomb. And now going for the cover. Oh, and saved by Debbie Carson. Going for the cover here. 1, 2. Ooh. 4.99%. antagonist, Sandra Martinez. One thing I've noticed about this app called Reward that I use regularly is that it does track my steps, and I do get paid for them. And once I get 1,000 credits on it, I do get the cash in for $10. And it's happened twice already. And the time I've used this app. So throughout the day, I've taken about 9,400 steps. Look at that. Cover now by Sandra Martinez and the save there by Laura Iceberg. Damn. Moving is such me up the stairs. Whenever I spin the wheel, I never get the 10,000 reward. As the action started to break down.
Here are your winners.
The Field won this one. Let me spin this real quick. A quick intermission. How the Well, let's get to the next match, tag team match. As we're going to have the Foreign Legion taking on the Nick Marys. Oh. Hey, where's the Profis?
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 568 pounds, the Fallen. And their opponents, first from Rome, Italy, weighing in at 243 pounds, Joe the Professor Nick Mary.
Good.
And from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 275 pounds, Vincent the Terror Nick Mary.
Now here comes Vincent Nick Mary, the Terror. One thing is, last week the Giuseppe, was it Giuseppe or yeah? Last week, Ahmed the Egyptian went 1-on-1 against Vincent Nick Mary. And now the tag to the Russian soldier, Alexander Romanov. Irish whip. Ducks underneath. A back elbow from Alexander Romanov. Oh, what an elbow drop. Now look at this. Ooh, look at these form shots by the Russian soldier onto Vincent and Mary. Giuseppe tossing Ahmed the Egyptian over the top rope. And now look at this abdominal stretch by Giuseppe. And ooh, nice counter by the Russian soldier. Good, this one. As we continue on this match, the Russian soldier. Oh, good counter by Giuseppe. And taking a cheap shot at Ahmed the Egyptian. Oh, damn. And now, look at the size of Alexander Romanov, the Russian soldier. Look at this. Oh, good counter by Giuseppe McMurray from their home country of Italy. And now tagging his brother, Vincent McMurray. And where's the Pope? Shouldn't he say, go, Grandpa? And now look at this. Oh, a punch to the head of the Russian soldier. Alexander Romanov. Ooh, what a spinning powerbomb cover now. And the Foreign Legion getting the win.
Here are your winners, the Fallen.
I know, I'm just trying to get the right colors, though. I'm going to have to work on that after the live stream is over. I know I'm a little intoxicated right now. Oh. Alright, so let's go to our main event. So Donald Jackpot teamed up with Run MAC. Alright, here's our main event. Man, an hour and a half? Wow. A bit longer than I thought it would take.
The following is a six-man tag team match. And at a combined weight of 503 pounds, the Southern Continental Classic Tag Team Champions, the Rough Riders. And their partner from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 215 pounds, Donald Jackpot.
You see here, Donald Jackpot. He had a good run with the Southern California CW World title. But he had it because after defeating Don Sheffield, he had a good run, had a title defense or two, but we'll talk about that later. As far as you see, run MAC. And I'm talking about earlier about. Maybe I should give them a manager, because one thing that they run DMC talking about is that they weren't running DMC without Jam Master J. And that's an idea.
And at a combined weight of 520 pounds, the Thrill Seekers.
And here comes the Trailer Park Boys, Bradley White and Brody. Tammy's dad and uncle, as they've been a mainstay in CW from back in the day.
And from Borger, Texas, weighing in at 320 pounds, the Southern.
And now here comes the redeemed Southern California CW World Champion, Don Sheffield, the Lariat. After being the initial SCC World Champion, Donald Jackpot took the title from him, and Don Sheffield had to climb back up to get the opportunity to win back his SCC World title on the previous episode last week. And look at him now. Now, a two-time SCC World Champion, Don Sheffield. Because the time for others will arrive for them. But for now, it's his time to carry the mantle. As I've said many times in the past about him him being the franchise player. Well, that's what Don Sheffield is right now in these early days of Southern California CW. He is the franchise player right now in Southern California CW. Proudly wearing that SCC World title. As we get this one underway, as Brody, starting things off against Byron Run. Ooh, what a bulldog fight by Byron Run. And now Byron Run tagging in Marvin back. We see that Don Sheffield, the champion. What a scoop slam there by Marvin back on the chin. Yeah, good teamwork there by Run and Receive. Now, the champ. Oh, good save by Brody Wright. Damn, Bradley White going after Donald Jackpot. Now look at this. Ducks underneath. Leapfrogs. Ooh, nice back body drop by Bradley White. Covered out. 1. Only 2 count. And now Byron Run getting the tag. Irish Whip. Leapfrogs, and now look at this. Ooh, nice hook Toronto by Byron Run. Cover. Only 1 count. And saved there by the champ. Look at this. Ooh, nice back suplex there by Bradley White. And for those who are unfamiliar, that is Tammy stab. Ooh, nice knee to the mush. Takedown. Now Bradley White going after the former champion Donald Jackpot with that European uppercut to the back of the head. Now by Marvin Mack. Ooh, nice maneuver. That suplex throw. Damn, Donald Jackpot trying to clean the house here. Now Brody sending Donald Jackpot in the corner. Oh, nice big old stinger splash. Cover. 1, 2. Oh. And that stinger splash, that 6'4", 265-pound frame to Donald Jackpot. Now look at this. Nice amateur style takedown. They're now tagging in Don Sheffield. And now look at this, Don Sheffield. Oh, and a big old power slam to the former champ. The man who we took the title back from. Because there you see the two men that have held that SCC World title, Don Sheffield and Donald Jackpot. And now Don Sheffield tagging in Bradley Wright. Nice back elbow. Because I honestly think that the Trailer Park Crew could be in position to try to win back the tag titles. And now look at this bionic elbow by Donald Jackpot and saved by his brother Brody. Marvin Mack in the pinfall.
Here are your winners.
And, Ron MAC and Donald Jackpot get the win here. Because you have here two sets of rivalries that are starting to heat up here in Southern California CW. And those two sets of rivalries that are heating up is between the world champion, between Donald Jackpot and the lariat Don Sheffield, and the other one between Run MEC and the Trailer Park Crew. This should be an interesting setup for next week. And now we gotta close things out here. Damn, almost 2 hours? That's unheard of for Southern California CW. So let's start wrapping things up here. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and share with everyone throughout the socials. So with all that being said, this has been your homeboy Extreme Tony. Thank you all for watching. Y como siempre, I bid you guys adios and we'll see you guys next time.